I love so-called lifestyle businesses. Why do I think they're a brilliant choice for people who are ready to leave the 9-to-5 world but feel overwhelmed by the idea of building a large company with investors and employees and a whole lot of complexity? Well, that is the topic of today's episode. I'm going to talk about how to build a lifestyle business in 30 days for less than $30. I'm Larry Cornett, and this is Invincible Solopreneurs. So there are a lot of details in this episode, and if you want to follow along with the newsletter article that I wrote about this, it is at newsletter.invinciblesolopreneurs.com. This is how to build a lifestyle business in 30 days for less than $30. It's issue number 5. So I want to take you on a walk with me down memory lane just to illustrate how quickly you can start a simple business like this, a lifestyle business, to replace the income from your job. And why would that happen? Why would you need to replace your income and start a business so quickly? Well, sometimes you are the victim of a layoff, or something really bad happens, you get fired from your job and you're having a hard time getting another job. Or maybe you just want to start a business, but you don't want to spend months or even years trying to become profitable from a business while you still have bills to pay. You have rent, you have food, you got to support your family. So speaking of layoffs, I created my first lifestyle business in less than a day. After a layoff. Less than a day. And it doubled my annual income from what I had been earning from an earlier employer. I created my second lifestyle business in about a week as a potential side hustle. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And I immediately landed a part-time client with a retained engagement of $10,000 a month. And it was just part-time. And then finally, I built my third lifestyle business in about 2 weeks. I think it was about 2 weeks. I've been running this business ever since then. And I haven't worked in a 9-to-5 job for over 12 years. So my lifestyle businesses and the consulting and the work that I do has enabled me to provide for my family, to pay the bills, and make a living for 12 years, more than 12 years. I haven't had to go back to a job. Nothing will give you more freedom and security than running a business you fully control. And I know people are like, oh boy, running a business is so risky. Have you been paying attention to the news over the last year? How many secure, and I did this in air quotes, how many secure jobs have people lost this year? Millions of people are out of work. Every day I'm seeing hundreds or thousands of people being laid off from their supposedly secure corporate jobs. Tons of layoffs, lots of hiring freezes. So not only does a lifestyle business give you more freedom, and I'm going to talk about that, I'm sorry, but it does give you more security. It is completely false that running a business is more risky than having a job. That is not true anymore. If anything, I started my very first business to have more stability and security. I was getting tired of bouncing from employer to employer, dealing with layoffs, spinning up a new business, and being an employee again. I wanted some stability. And I started my first business for that very reason. But let me be clear about something else. A lifestyle business isn't about getting rich, although it could happen. It certainly could happen. A lifestyle business is about being free. If you value freedom more than wealth, this episode's for you. Now, if you love money more than your health, your well-being, your happiness, your family, then stop listening right now. Go listen to some other podcast. It's all about the hustle and clawing your way to the top of the corporate ladder. Plenty of podcasts about that. And speaking of that, could I still be making more money as a senior exec at a tech company? You know, with bonuses, stock options, all that good stuff? Sure, probably could. I know some of my friends do really well. They're executives in tech companies. They make good money. But then again, I'd probably have to be kissing up to some narcissistic boss or sociopathic boss every day. I work with clients who tell me the inside secrets, and I've been inside too. And you can put on a brave face, but a lot of people report to horrible bosses. And if I went back to a job to make tons more money, I'd have to put up with all the corporate politics, the games, all that BS that drove me crazy. In my final years, it just drove me crazy. It made me hate going to work every day. I got so tired of the politics. And if I did that, I'd be spending my precious time and my life energy, which is very finite, building someone else's dream instead of building my own dream. No thanks. Decided I didn't want to do that. When you break free from your 9-to-5 job and start your own business, the benefits are numerous. You no longer have a boss. I don't know about you. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice not having a boss. I don't have to report to anyone. I mean, sure, there are a few good bosses. There are a lot of bad bosses. I've had a lot of bad bosses. You no longer have coworkers. And yeah, I have some coworkers that were friends, great people. You don't get to choose your coworkers though. I bet you have some coworkers that drive you crazy. I bet you have some people you can't stand seeing every day. Well, when you work for yourself, you don't have to deal with that. You choose your clients. You pick your projects. You determine your compensation. You know that raise that you want? Give it to yourself. You choose your title. People fight to get title. I want to be called a lead designer. Well, when you work for yourself, you call yourself whatever you want. You work when you want. You work where you want. That whole return to office? Nope. You don't have to do that. You don't have to commute. I used to spend 2 to 4 hours a day driving to a corporate campus. 2 to 4 hours every day on the freeway. When you have your own business, you go where you want to go. You work where you want to work. And you work how you want to work. It's your business. You determine how you get the work done. You work with the people you want to work with. You choose your partners. You choose your clients. You can take vacations when you want. You don't need someone's approval. You figure it out. You figure out how to put your business on pause or have somebody take over. Tell your clients you're going to be on vacation. Go where you want. And a really important one, you make all the decisions. And I know I've heard many of you complain about this. You're like, oh my gosh, senior leadership are so clueless. They make poor decisions. They make such bad decisions. Well, if you work for yourself, you don't have to deal with that anymore. You make the decisions. Now, is running a business the right choice for everyone? Of course not. Of course not. Some people truly do enjoy working for someone else. They like going to an office. They really do. They like having coworkers. They want to see people. They don't want the responsibility that comes with owning a business and running a business. And you have to make all those decisions. They don't want to deal with that. And then there are other people who dream of creating a larger company than a lifestyle business. They want to hire employees. They want to build a team. They have their sights set on running the next billion-dollar company. They want to be the next Facebook or Microsoft. But if you like the idea of being free to do your own thing and earning enough money to be happy and make a living, this may be the right path for you too. I'm going to repeat it. I love running a lifestyle business. I'm not sure why they get such a bad rap. Well, maybe they don't get bad-mouthed so much elsewhere, but they sure do in Silicon Valley, which is where I lived for about 20 years. You just don't get respect there unless you are, a senior exec working at a top company, or you're a full-blown entrepreneur raising millions in venture capital and trying to build that next billion-dollar startup. And hey, I went that route several years ago. I had a startup. It was called VoiceKick. I loved the experience. I love my team. And I don't really regret it. I'm not happy about the outcome. We failed, like many startups do. But I loved it. The problem is I had little freedom. I could not quickly pivot to an entirely different business or a new product. The investors invested in what we were supposed to be building. And I had a team of employees who were counting on me for their income to provide for their families. It was super stressful. Having employees is stressful. You feel very responsible. A lifestyle business is a different beast. You're not trying to create the next billion-dollar company that's going to support thousands of employees and service millions of customers. You are essentially replacing the income you're used to making from your 9-to-5 job as an employee. Your goal is to make enough revenue to provide a comfortable lifestyle for you and your family. You don't have to deal with investors, a board, you don't have partners, you don't have employees. It's still hard work. Of course, I work really hard. But you are in control. You have way more freedom, and it is way less complex and stressful. My startup was fully incorporated. I had a lawyer, I had accountants, I had to deal with a whole lot of stuff. So at a high level, building and launching your lifestyle business it's a 3-step process. Number 1, build your lifestyle business. Important. Number 2, market your lifestyle business. And then 3, sell your knowledge and services. If you want to accomplish all of this in like 30 days for less than $30, as I promised, it's hard to beat the speed and affordability of launching a services business. That's why I said sell your knowledge and services, not goods. There's a lot of cost involved in bringing goods to market. There's a lot of cost involved in retail and restaurants and physical spaces. So launching a services business is pretty straightforward. I call this the employee to solopreneur model. I've talked about this before. I have a course and community launching later this year to support people in becoming solopreneurs. You essentially transform your job description into a business plan. That's really what it is. And it works very well for knowledge workers. So like when I was a designer, engineers, project managers, marketers, salespeople, accountants, lawyers, architects, data analysts, coaches, researchers, writers, all those people that work with information and knowledge, work on laptops. It is more challenging to apply this model to other types of small businesses that sell goods or require retail space, like restaurants. I have a friend who's a baker, craftspeople like woodworkers and so forth, dentists, barbers. There's a lot that goes into that. They require more planning, legal paperwork, inspections, certifications, and a lot more financial investment up front. A lot of people have to get investment or take out small business loans to open a physical retail establishment. Or if you're going to have goods, you have to buy goods and resell them, or the goods that you're going to transform into a final product. There's a lot of money involved in that. You can't just do that for $30. But many of the steps and recommendations I will share are still valuable, since most modern businesses do require websites, they have digital communication, you do online marketing, advertising, things like that. A lifestyle business does require some planning as you begin defining and building it. But the simplicity of the model means that you don't need to spend as much time up front before you can start quickly testing, learning, and evolving your business while you are already generating revenue from it. That is the magic. You can have clients and start generating revenue as you are figuring out what you really want the business to be. You're going to learn from working with people. So step one is building your lifestyle business. And I recommend moving quickly while defining phase one of your new lifestyle business. What you define and create at this point will not survive first contact with your first customers or clients anyway. What I initially was building, what I thought my business was going to be, rapidly changed by working with my very first client. I thought I knew what they would want. I thought I knew what I was going to offer. And my client said, no, I really need help with this. Can you help me with this instead? And of course, if you're a smart, agile small business, you're like, yes, I will focus on that. You want to move fast. You want to learn. You need to adapt quickly. And yeah, you are going to feel like your business isn't ready. You're never going to feel 100% ready to take your business to market and to start working with clients. You do need to offer something valuable. Of course, you can't do something completely half-baked, but it doesn't need to be perfect. As Reid Hoffman famously said, I've long believed that if you're not embarrassed by your first product release, you've released too late. It's the same with your business. If you don't feel nervous, a little embarrassed about your business when you release it and launch it, you waited too long. If you think it's perfect, you waited too long. If you're defining and building just this business that I'm describing in about 2 weeks, which is what I recommend before you move into marketing it and selling it, you don't have time to reinvent the wheel. You must sell what you already know and what you already do. You already have incredibly valuable knowledge, skills, talents, and experience. You do. That's why you're employed. That's why people pay you. You are valuable right now. And if you only have 2 weeks to get a business up and running and to market it and sell it, you can't try to create something from scratch, a whole new product or a whole new business. That's going to take months or years. The fastest path from being an employee to becoming a solopreneur with your own lifestyle business is to sell one or more of these 3 things. 1, selling what you can do. 2, selling what you know. 3, selling who you are. And I'll give you some examples from the businesses that I launched. As I said, I defined and launched my first lifestyle business many, many, many years ago in less than a day. I immediately had a client and enough income to support my family. I was selling what I could do. This is selling what you can do. I had been a software designer working for employers like IBM, Apple, and a startup. So I went direct. And sold my design services to tech corporations and startups. Very different than being an employee, but exactly the same skills. I worked solo for some clients, and I partnered with other designers and engineers, etc., on larger projects. We'd work together. I defined and launched my second lifestyle business in about a week. I think it was about a week. And in a few days after I left my corporate job, I had a part-time retained client providing me a 6-figure annual income. It was fast. And I was selling what I knew. This was selling my knowledge, my experience. I was not selling what I could do. I was not an individual contributor. I was no longer doing design work, for example. The work I was performing for clients was more strategic. And it was often in the role of an acting head of product or a head of design, right? I defined and launched my third lifestyle business in about 2 weeks. This one took longer to ramp up because I wasn't dedicating myself to, 1 to 3 corporate clients who had big budgets. This is very different. In some sense, this business is a combination of selling what I know and who I am, or who I used to be. My clients want help to get ahead at work, solve problems that they're having with a boss or coworkers, get promoted, or maybe find a new job. They lost their job. They want to find a new job. They want to learn how to climb the corporate ladder like I did. They want to figure out how to reach that executive level in a corporation like I did. I used to be a VP at a corporation. So it is a little bit of selling who I used to be and what I know, what I've learned. In this business, I began working directly with individuals. So it required a new business model and strategy. It's very different than trying to sell to a corporation. It also required a whole new marketing plan that included building a new professional brand and putting myself out there in a way I'd never done before. I didn't have to do that with my first 2 businesses. So speaking of putting yourself out there, let's talk about marketing your lifestyle business. This is step 2, phase 2. You got to put yourself out there if you want to make a living from your small business. People need to know that it exists. They have to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. The focus is on what you can do to help them. Now, if you only build your business, they will not come. Traffic to your website won't occur magically. Very few people are going to stumble across your business and hire you or purchase your product or your service. My first 2 lifestyle businesses were probably 100% powered by networking and referrals. It was people I knew, happy clients, and I still believe they are incredibly powerful ways to find customers for your business. A decent percentage of my business growth is because of my friends, colleagues, past colleagues, acquaintances, and clients sending other people my way. However, if you want to scale your business and keep your pipeline full of leads and have that flowing constantly, you must learn marketing. Marketing was new for me. I'd been a designer and a design leader, a product leader, and I worked with marketing, but I wasn't a marketing person. So I had to learn marketing. You're going to need to create useful, interesting content like articles, videos, whatever. Put yourself out there. Share things on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you think is most important, and consistently be present in people's feeds. I have what I call kind of a content factory that I create a lot of content. I've been doing this for over 6 years and I share it everywhere. I share it on Twitter and Facebook and sometimes Reddit, LinkedIn, Quora, Flipboard, you name it, all over the place. And people will say, I'm seeing you constantly everywhere. So people know who I am. They know what I do. It isn't a secret. You got to consistently be present and you want to show up in their feeds. And so it is a bit of a funnel. It's an acquisition and conversion funnel. And then you're trying to retain people. They have to be aware of you. They have to be interested in what you're talking about. They have to evaluate you and consider you like, wow, do I need this? Is this going to help me? And then make that purchase decision to work with you. And then you're hoping they're delighted, right? They love what you're doing. They're delighted with the engagement. Maybe you're retaining a percentage of them. You're trying to upsell and cross-sell. There's other things you can do to help people. And then if you're really lucky, people become evangelists for you. They are telling other people to work with you. Now, this organic marketing through content and sharing and referrals and all that kind of stuff, it's wonderful. It's super valuable. But you may also want to experiment with paid advertising. In the beginning, your system can be fairly simple. It can be pretty simple. You're hopefully selling just one thing. You're not too complex right now. So if you're looking at going into being a knowledge worker who sells what you do, what you already know, you're probably going to be doing some consulting or some coaching. And you'll leverage social media. You'll create some content and share it to social media. You'll have your network and those referrals, hopefully, to attract new clients. It's pretty simple. You're working with Twitter and Facebook or LinkedIn. You're writing stuff on a blog, maybe putting some articles on Medium. Maybe you love videos. You're putting those on YouTube. And then that plus your network and some referrals are driving people to hire you for consulting. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. However, as you grow and scale your business later, you will have multiple marketing and sales channels. And you should also have multiple revenue streams. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. So I do have an image of this just to kind of show at a very high level how complex but powerful this can be. So if you go to newsletter.invinciblesolopreneurs.com, check this out. This is, again, how to build a lifestyle business in 30 days for less than $30, issue number 5. And it basically is a very high level view of a more complex conversion system that's using social media, paid advertising, content marketing, building a list with a newsletter, building communities, doing some group work, providing digital stuff. So now you start to have some passive income, or I should say, not super passive, but not quite as active as doing active coaching. So digital downloads and courses and things like that. And then looking at, like I said, the group coaching and then the one-on-one consulting and stuff like that. So you can take a look at that diagram just to give you a sense of what that is. And then finally, phase 3, selling your knowledge, selling your services. Selling is all about relationships. It's about listening. It's about providing value. And I can't say that I was a sales expert when I was running my previous lifestyle business. Wow, not at all. I mean, sure, I had to negotiate. I had to close deals with corporate clients, but it differed greatly from what I'm doing now. Selling to individuals is a whole different game. And I didn't feel like I knew how to do it very well. So initially, I took some sales training and learned some traditional sales methods and having scripts for how you close the deal on the phone, all that kind of stuff. I hated it. I tried it for a while. It felt inauthentic. It didn't seem to work well for me. It felt really awkward. I just didn't like it. So I threw that away. I came up with my own method, my own model, changed everything. I stopped selling and I started helping. That's the key. I stopped selling. I just started helping people. And I'm going to recommend that you try this too. I recommend this for anybody that wants to create this type of lifestyle business. For example, I give freely. I have written hundreds of articles, literally hundreds of articles over the past 6 years that help people solve problems in their professional lives. Completely free. Completely free advice. And it's everywhere. It's on my blog. It's my newsletter. It's on Medium, LinkedIn. I've had people read an article and then tell me, they messaged me, and they said they already knew they wanted to work with me before we even had a call, before we even talked, because of the article. That's selling without being a jerk, without shoving stuff down people's throats. I totally give that information out freely. I also offer free coaching calls. People want to know who they're going to work with. They want to know if you can help them. You should want to know if you're able to help them too. So I have free coaching calls, and I try to help people as much as I can with that call. I do free coaching calls for my career clients. I do it for my business clients too. Folks like you, people who want to become solopreneurs. And I've literally had people tell me just last week that they received more value in 20 minutes than they had received in months working with another coach. I cut through all the BS. I just try to help people as much as I possibly can in 20 minutes. And you wouldn't think you could get that much done in 20 minutes. You'd be surprised. We're both surprised on the call how much ground we cover. And I'm proud of that. And again, it's free, totally free. That is not shoving anything down someone's throat. I just give people a free call. And I don't make a hard sell at all. In fact, I don't even pitch people during those free calls. That was the old model. That was the old sales script. Don't forget to pitch people at the end and tell them it's a limited time and they better sign up today. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. You either want to work with me after talking with me or you don't. I can't force it. I don't want to force it. But do you know what happens when you give and you help and you deliver value freely? About 98% of the time at the end of these calls, people ask me how they can keep working with me. They ask me versus me pushing my services on them. Like we'll start to hang up and finish the call and they're like, wait. How can I work with you? How do you work with people? That's because I just help people. That's the secret to selling. Listen to people, care about them, and do your best to help solve their problems. Let them see that you're a good person who really wants to help, and they'll want more from you. I don't care what you're trying to do, whether you're an engineer, or you're an accountant, or you're a lawyer, a designer, whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever it is you're going to sell, help people. Show them that you're a good person who wants to help, and you'll stand out. You will stand apart from the folks who go for the kill and only want to close the deal. People will want to work with you instead of them. And then send a follow-up message. I send emails or I send a message on LinkedIn or wherever we connected. And I write a custom proposal that says, here's how I can meet your needs based on what we discussed. And it's a description that shows how I'll solve their problems. And you transparently provide pricing options that give people a range from something that's affordable to a number that is a much more considered investment. I have some group coaching. I have some DIY solutions that are super affordable. I mean, like with my group coaching that I do through my newsletter, which gives community access, like for the career stuff I do, it's $15 a month. $15 a month. What professional can't afford that? What professional doesn't want to turn $15 a month into thousands of dollars of additional salary? Which is what happens. You learn how to get a better job. You learn how to negotiate. You learn how to ask for a raise or promotion. That $15 turns into thousands. And I do offer, higher level investments if people want to work with me in person. And I've done that. I've flown to someone's city to go work with them for a day. Some people want that. So provide a range of how you can work with people. And you'll have to decide what each client needs and how you want to sell your services and provide that value. You may want to do a fixed price or a fixed time engagement. So, it's kind of a package. Here's what I'm going to do for you for 3 months and the outcome you're going to get. And this is what it cost. Fixed price. You may want to do an ongoing retained engagement. So keep working with me as long as you want. It's X dollars per month. And you can stop at any time, but that's what it is. And we have a retained engagement and keep working together. You could offer one-off calls, and it's like, here's what you can pay per hour if you want to talk with me. Group services, as I mentioned. So I have like the group coaching. And of course, like the more passive income from DIY solutions. So it's like, hey, I have a bunch of courses. I have products. I have guides. I have workbooks. Go buy one and work through it. Very affordable. Now, you can get started with your business for free which is an amazing price. It's even less than $30. You actually don't need to spend any money at all to announce your business and your services, to start attracting leads and potential clients, to create an online presence so people can find you online and learn more, to schedule work, schedule calls, set things up, and accept payments. I built that first lifestyle business in less than a day with $0 investment. Spent no money whatsoever. And I had a paying client ready to go immediately. It was a case of opportunity meets timing and a leap of faith. It all kind of happened at once. And if you're ready, you can take advantage of things like that. I had been an employee at a startup when we were acquired by a much larger company. And we had a honeymoon period that was for a few months before the company decided to lay off our entire team, all of us that had been acquired. It's like, yay. So the founders and the original investors regrouped and they said, you know what, let's relaunch the company with all the employees as a new startup, new technology. We have a new idea. And they did. And like I said, I wanted some stability. It was a little chaotic having all this happen. I decided I didn't want to be an employee at the new company. So I told my manager that he could hire me as a consultant and receive exactly the same design services. I had the experience. I had designed all the previous stuff. I'd built the prototype. So I'd already demonstrated my value. And I said, well, I don't want to be an employee, but I'll be a consultant. So we signed a contract and just immediately got back to work. However, the difference is I wasn't tied just to them, right? I had essentially a design agency and I began offering my services to other tech companies and startups. And all my business came through my network. It all came through my network and word of mouth, people I'd worked with at Apple in the past, you name it. So I launched it very quickly and for free. And you can do that. You can announce your business. You can announce your services, what you're going to do on LinkedIn, let people know, hey, I'm starting a new business. I'm offering XYZ. Let me know if you're interested. If you know someone who could use these services, announce it on LinkedIn, announce it on Twitter. It's all free. And then spend some time helping people solve their problems. I know some people that will go into a subreddit and just answer questions. They'll do it on Quora. They'll do it other places. I know a guy who does it on Twitter. He's like, send me your questions. I'm going to answer questions for the next hour. You demonstrate your value. And guess what? When you help people, they want to work with you. And you tell them they can DM you to learn more. And then create a simple document like a PDF that summarizes your services and how you can help people. When they message you, respond to that inquiry, schedule calls and say, let's figure out if we're a good fit. And then if you want to work together, you could take payment through Venmo, things like that. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Yeah, you pay a percentage or a processing fee, but you're only spending money when you're making money. And that is really important. So I know this is running long. We're kind of running out of time. You could also decide to launch with a minimal investment. So I did that with my most recent coaching business. I wanted to be more professional, so I invested a little bit of money in a domain. I had website hosting, and I set up a scheduling service through Acuity Scheduling. I didn't spend that much though. I don't believe in spending a ton of money before you're making money. But it did let me look a little more professional. So I wanted to be on my domain. For example, invinciblecareer.com is my domain. And I wanted to have that instead of a subdomain, which you get usually with free websites, you get stuck on their domain. I wanted to make it easier for people to schedule appointments. I wanted to integrate payments really easily, which I did. But that was about it. I ran lean for a really long time before I started scaling things. You don't need a fancy logo. You don't need all kinds of patents on stuff or trademarks. Don't do that. I know people who spent thousands of dollars setting up a business that never made a single dollar. Why would you do that? It's just not a good idea. You can always scale later. So there's more information if you go to newsletter.invinciblesolopreneurs.com. I talk about how to scale your business and what I've done to scale up from one-on-one coaching to having group coaching and workshops and subscriptions and courses and all kinds of stuff like that. I also have a pretty long section about the business services and tools that I use. where I register domains, what I do for hosting, what I set up for my email list, stuff for the community, stuff for podcasting. A lot of information for you to check out if you want to go. And I linked all this stuff. So yeah, I can't link stuff in the podcast, but check out the newsletter. So I know this only scratches the surface of what it takes to build a business. I know that. I just hope that it was enough to intrigue you to learn more and explore the possibilities of running a lifestyle business. I think it's a pretty amazing thing. I think it's an amazing and very fulfilling alternative to being an employee working for someone else. So do you know what else is less than $30 and would be an incredible investment in your business success? My community. So check out my Invincible Solopreneurs course and community that I'm launching this year. I'd love to have you be a part of it. It's really affordable. Speaking of affordable, less than $30 a month. I have that linked as well. If you go to newsletter.invinciblesolopreneurs.com, you can find out more about it. So that's it. If you have any questions about lifestyle businesses, more questions about what I did and how I did it, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I wish you the best of luck with building the business of your dreams.